Hmm. Hmm, 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 hmm. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Sammy. What's happening? Well, well. All righty. Hopefully, this will work. Gail, how you doing? Here we go. Got a nice cappuccino. We got a nice cappuccino here. Some water on the side. Oh, it's hot. We got a cappuccino. Good morning, everybody. Swati Tong Tao. Welcome to Bangkok, Thailand. So I'm going to tell you today why you must move to Thailand. And must is a strong word. You can do whatever you want. But I'm trying to come up with places. Thank you, Sam. I'm trying to come up with places here that are better than Thailand to live. And I guess if I had $4,000 or $5,000, $10,000 a month, $20,000 a month, I would probably want to live somewhere else. I don't know, but I'm trying to come up right this second. Because I told myself I was going to do it, and I didn't do it, and then I forgot about it. And now here I am. But I want to give you my list. Jim, how you doing? I want to give you my list, if I can think of it here. My list of 10 places where you should go. And I know a few just off the top of my head. I have to think about it a little bit. But we're going to talk about that and also why you got to move here. So give me a few seconds here. Let me get my act together. Let's see. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. I don't know about this one. I don't know about Belize. Good morning, everybody. Good of you to join me. I was going to do things from the studio today, but I just said, no. Why should I? Let me see here. Would I live in Switzerland? Probably not. Even though it's a great place to live, Luxembourg, Liechtenstein, all these places, they seem like they're a good place to get, but they're landlocked. So I don't know about them. Um, yeah, I've only got about seven here, and really they're not really my ideal places. I got five that are my ideal places. So give me a few minutes, and I'll come up with it. But anyway, today we're gonna talk about why you should move here. There are a lot of places you can move, and there are a lot of reasons why you should move here. There's some good reasons to get. Listen, this is not about Trump or about politics or anything like that. I don't think you should leave a country because of the politics unless it's really bad. Then you could say, oh, well, Trump is the president. It's really bad. No, it's not really. Okay? Think about what he did the last time. Think about what Biden did and what he didn't do, or Harris did and didn't do. Think about all these things. And really, it has no bearing on whether or not you should leave the country, or very little. And the few people that it does have some kind of, it does give reason to leave. Okay, well, there's a few. just like everything else. You know, there's some good girls out there. Yes, there are. Oh, but in the good girls, there's a few bad. You know what I mean? It's the 80-20 rule. What is that? Is it Pareto? Is Pareto the 80-20 rule? The Pareto effect? I can't. I don't even remember. Is it yeah, Pareto is the 80-20 rule. And I think that's, pretty important. Listen, Robert, have you been here? I'm not sure. I don't remember. Have you been here before? And there's a reason why I ask. Yeah, you haven't been here. Dude, narrow it down to about 5 places, and I can help you with that. Okay? But narrow it down to 3 to 5 places and go to those places and see how you feel. You got Bangkok, you got Pattaya. If you want to go to Pattaya, you can go outside Pattaya, whatever. It doesn't have to be in the city. Same with Bangkok. Chiang Mai. Okay, those are the 3 places. Then if you really want, Phuket, Hua Hin. But those are not the places I would recommend. I would not recommend Phuket unless you're going to live somewhere outside of the city. And I mean far enough outside where you don't have to deal with stupid tourists. And listen, any problems I've ever had in Thailand have to do with stupid tourists. They don't know how things are. They don't know how they should act. They act like idiots. They're drunk, whatever it may be. So let me just take a look here. Because if you haven't been here before, honestly, I don't think in one trip, unless you plan on coming here and just saying, I'm going to move over here, sight unseen, and I'm going to come here, and wherever I end up is where I end up. Okay, I understand that because you got plenty of time. You spend, a couple of weeks in Bangkok, you spend a couple of weeks in Pattaya, you go to a couple of places. And I do recommend Pattaya because for some people, that's where you want to go. That's where a lot of people, they end up there. And, for whatever reason, especially if you're single. And what I would say is follow my rules. One is do not get emotionally involved with a bar girl. Second is, what is my second rule? I'm looking at something I can't think at the same time. I can't chew gum and walk at the same time. Okay, so that one, did I put that down here? Let me see. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. All right, let's see. Got that one. I don't know about that one. Thailand, Philippines, yes, okay. No Middle East for me. Not going to happen. All right, let me just write this out here. And I'm going to give you this, but it's not in necessarily in order. But I'm going to give you a couple places that I think are good. Okay, well that's good. Good to know. 2, 3, 4, 5, 5. God damn it. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, I don't know about that last one. Let's see here. There's some places in Europe that are good. All right, so first of all, welcome. Thank you for joining me. Good to be here. And we have a couple of foreigners here looking around here. Now this is also whether or not you have money or not is kind of irrelative. Let me see here. Yes. Okay. Okay. And then I would go to yes that one. All right. Okay. There we go. I'm going to be there 2 months in late August, September. I won't get emotional. Robert, it depends on all the type of life you're looking for. There are places here where I can absolutely not live. On the other hand, I live in a place where many would not fit well. Well, you're kind of out of the ordinary, Jim. And like I said, excuse me, I've lived. What happened here? There we go. That's what happened. It was falling over. God, I'm not. I don't have it together today. Um, yeah, I mean, I lived in Udon. I lived down in Phuket for a while. I've lived in quite a few places, but those are the places that I really remember. I spent some time in Pattaya. I spent about a month in Pattaya when I first got here, and I just, all I did was party and have a good time. I didn't think to myself, "Oh, I gotta live here. What a great place." So if you got 2 months, I would say travel around a bit, man. Spend a week in each place. Spend a week in Bangkok, a week in Pattaya, a week in Chiang Mai. And if you want, go down to Phuket. There's some beautiful places in Phuket, near Phuket. Now, I would not recommend living in a village if you're a young or if you're a middle-aged single guy. First of all, you may get hooked up with some chick from Isan or whatever, which there's nothing wrong with that. But I would say that's not the way for you to go because you'll probably be lonely. You might meet some people out in the village or whatever, something like that. But I think that just to go there as a first place to live, I wouldn't go to a place like where Jim lives, which is Chayapur. I lived in Udantani and I lived out in a village, not Nongbuasaw, I forget the name of it, but yeah, but some people like it. And you got to remember that this guy has never been here before. He's not going to go and live in a village. It's not going to happen. I just don't see it. Now, if he meets up with some chick in a year or two down the line, she goes, "Oh, honey, let's move back to my village. I've got a job. I can teach, blah, blah, blah. Good morning, Carlos. How you doing?" Then I understand it. But I don't think that he's going to go someplace and look for a place to live. I just don't think that's going to happen. It's out in the village somewhere. I mean, look at you got a wife. Carlos has a wife. A lot of people I know live out in rural areas. Well, maybe you would want to go do that then. I don't know, but I would say if you're in a village, you may make some friends. Some foreigners. But I don't know. I think I would look for places uh, in the city. Very interesting. I would look for some places around. Like listen, if you go to Pattaya, you don't have to stay in Pattaya Center. You don't have to stay around where all the nightlife is. You can go out a ways. You can go to Jamtien. You can go to Bangsan. You can go to Rayong. You can do that. Rayong's not a bad place, and it's got a pretty good location. I mean, it's a couple hours from Bangkok, but you can fly from Pattaya if you want. You can go to Koh Samet. You can go to Koh Chang. But I don't know what you plan on doing. If you plan on doing anything, maybe you're like some people I know, and they don't do much. They just stay at home. They cook. They read. They watch TV, and they pass the time. I don't really know. Okay, so for the first 2 months you want to sites. I mean, it's pretty easy. If you go to Hua Hin, you can go to Prachuap. You can go to Cha'am from there. You can stop there and go there for 2, 3 days. You can see what it's like. You can go down to, what is that place that I went to a while back? It starts with a CH, I think. Well, you say they're shitty, but you could go to Krabi. You could stay in Krabi. Krabi's not a bad place. You go over to Riley. If you go to Koh Chang, the beaches are pretty nice there. You go to Koh Koot, the beaches there are nice. There are a lot of nice beaches to the east, but if you're going to go in Pattaya and in that area, generally the beaches are not very nice. As you get to Rayong and over, they seem to be a lot nicer. Now, what am I looking for? Let's see here. All right. Do I want to go there? No, 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 no. Okay. So let's see here. All these places are coming up with if you don't like Trump, go here, go there. It's like, listen, go wherever you want. It doesn't matter about Trump or anything else. Well, I did like the Bahamas. I did like the Bahamas. Okay, so let's see here. Maybe I can put that in there. I like the Caymans too, but I don't think I like it enough to go there and live there. Let me see how many this is here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. That's it, 14. I'm talking about if you're not worried about money. All right? I'm not talking about you got to be rich, but I'm saying if you are not so worried about money, where would you go? So that's 15, 16, 17. All right, I got 17 places there. Let me just keep going here. Reading everything. Koh Chang is also very foreigner friendly, a lot of Western style food. Yeah, I've been to Koh Chang many times. I've been to Koh Samet many times. And they're very nice. I don't know that maybe Koh Samet you'd want to live there. Koh Chang, maybe. Koh Koot, if you want a place where you can get some places where you're a little bit isolated, it's going to be a little more expensive because it's an island. Same goes for Samui. And you got to deal with those. Just like in Phuket, you got to deal with. Sometimes you might have to deal with the mafia. They're just taxi mafia. They're not gonna, come and roust you and try to get money from you and stuff like that. But well, Austria's a nice place. I personally wouldn't want to go to Austria because it's landlocked. You can go to a lake. Where are you going to go to an ocean? I'm always looking for the ocean. I mean, okay, Austria's a great country. I mean, I don't want to take away from that. My wife's been there. I haven't been there. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Oh, I didn't put Australia. And I know there's a lot of people that would like to go to Australia. Um, you say it's overrated. Yeah, well, that's the thing. You can go for 9 months out of the year and stay there, and you won't have to deal with the burning season. And the thing is Chiang Mai. If you're in the middle of Chiang Mai, okay, it gets a bit. It's touristy. You get overrun with things. It's just a little bit too much. But you can go out. I mean, my wife and I went out a couple of times. We went. The one time we went kayaking and we went hiking. And we've stayed in some places that are out. You're in the forest. You're not out in the city. And you can stay there. You can live there. It's not that bad. It's a pretty good gig, man. I mean, I like Chiang Mai much better than I like Pattaya just because I'm in Pattaya and if I'm not out a little ways, I'm going, I don't feel like dealing with this chick going, hey, where you go? Where you come from? Oh, handsome man. I just don't want to deal with that shit. That's just me. I've already dealt with it, you know? And so for me, I would rather be in Chiang Mai than in Pattaya. That's just my opinion. But I wouldn't live in the city. For me, I like Prachuap in Thailand. I mean, I'm going to write down some places now, but we're thinking about it. Dominica is great. I've heard good things about there. I just don't know enough about it to really comment on it, which is kind of sad. Um, but, it's the way it goes. All right, let me see here. What is this? One. These are my 20. I'm just seeing how many I have now. And there is a place that I didn't put on here. And you got to remember, each of these places has their strong points and has their weaknesses. I mean, somebody said, "Oh, the Bahamas is expensive." Okay, it is more expensive than Thailand. That's for damn sure. It's double or triple the price sometimes. So okay. I got 18. Now let me see for Thailand what we got here. You just put down the places that are givens that but there's also Chiang Rai. I wouldn't mind going to Chiang Rai if I were you. I would go to Chiang Rai. I would go see what it's all about. But I'm going to give you a few places. Um, let's see here if I can remember them. Because I got a list of almost 10 just off the top of my head. Should I know someone that went to Bahamas last winter? It was far, far more expensive than where I live now. Manu may disagree, but I really like Nong Khai. I mean, many may disagree. I've been to Nong Khai, and I know it's a decent place to live. I wouldn't want to live there. Honestly, I wouldn't want to live there. I don't care if it is on uh, it's on the Mekong. What was that other place that I was talking about? Oh, we can talk about that one. All right. So what is this here? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, that's 10. What is UT? Utah? Udon. I mean, I lived there 30 years ago. It's hang on. Oh, Jesus. Every day. All right. Now, oh yeah, let me get into that. The last I looked, which is about 30 minutes ago. Yeah, okay, so you're like me. That's exactly, you're like me. Uh, First of all, Thai bot right now, as about 30 minutes ago when I last looked, it was 34.93. It may be up to 35 now. I don't know. The air quality is a shitty 153. The temperature is 83 degrees. It's very nice here. And one of the reasons to live here is you're never going to freeze your balls off where you're like, God, I go outside. I got to layer up. I got to get ready. I got to put snow chains on the tires. You don't have to worry about that. Now, you do have to worry about sweating your ass off. And it used to be that when I used to go out, much of the time, my back sweat, my chest sweat, my ass sweat, everything sweat. Now I don't really, I don't go out as much, and I don't go in those places, and I don't put myself in those predicaments. High of 93, low of 80. Feel like temperature is 90. The humidity is 79, and it's going to be sunny for days. It's getting to be nice and cool, so that's very good. All right, so let me get back to this now. I'm going to give you a few places in Thailand, then I'm going to go back to my list. Why you must move to Thailand. And the thing is that there are really no shortages of places to go Um, in Thailand, you could go. Really, you could go to wherever you want. You want to go to Chayapum? Okay. You want to be in Bangkok? Okay. It doesn't really matter. It's up to you. So yeah, I don't usually wear pants. In fact, I had about 5 pairs of pants from like 10 years ago, and I got them to. I was able to wear them a few years ago, and wore them for a long time. And so now I only have a couple pairs left that fit me. So I'm gonna have to get some new pants. They don't fit on my legs as much. They don't fit on my waist as much. So that's something that you got to think about. Also, putting the time in here. It's 83 degrees right now where I am. I don't know about where you are, but that's what I'm talking about right here. It's 83 degrees in this area. All right, let's talk about real quick. We'll talk about Thailand. Okay, Bangkok, Pattaya, Chiang Mai, Chiang Rai, Hua Hin, Prachuap Khiri Khan, which is a province, but it's also a city. Cha'am, Phuket, which I would not recommend unless you live outside of the city center. Don't live, right in Bangla, which is where I lived when I was there. Rayong, Nong Khai. And honestly, I think, one place that I really liked was Bumkan, a very big province and very spread out. And the other place I like was Nakhon Phanom, I think is what it was. Let me see here. Yeah. How many times you been to Cha'am, Jim? Because I've been with Cha'am, Prachuap, and Hua Hin. I've been going to it for 30 years. And I can tell you that it has changed. Like for me, Hua Hin is a no go. For you, you might go, oh my God, it's really nice there. I don't know. But I know I've been there before, and I went when it was only Thai people going there for their weekend holidays. And now it's it's a place where I personally think there's too much congestion and too much pollution. I think there's too many tourists and there's too much pollution. I couldn't live there. I don't care if you're living somewhere and it's quiet and it's nice, but then when you go in the city, it's just, that's how it is most of the time. You go into the city and the city's busy and, it's hectic. But you can go to a few places, and even Prachuap is like that now. And that used to be one of my favorite places, Prachuap Khiri Khan, the city. Um, it was great when I first moved there, and then it was okay the last couple of times. And I haven't been there in a couple of years now because I don't want to go back. And what about your budget? Phuket is another place where I just personally, I'm going to cross these out and tell you where I wouldn't live. All right, I live in Bangkok just because it's Bangkok, but I'd rather not, to be honest. But I'm going to say, okay, Pattaya, no. Chiang Mai, no. Chiang Rai, I would rather live in Chiang Rai than in Chiang Mai, but I'm going to say no just because of the birding season. Hua Hin, no. Prachuap, no. Cha'am, maybe. Phuket, no. Rayong, no, and Nong Khai, no. So out of all these places, then you got Bunkan and Nakhon Phanom. Um, these are nice places, but you're going to have to find stuff to keep you busy in them. Nakhon Phanom less so, and they have a nice area on the river it's fantastic. I loved it. And Bunkan is the kind of place where you go sightseeing. I would recommend you go to Bunkan. Honestly, that's a place I would go if I were you. Do some of the shit that I did and some other things, and it's fantastic. That's one of my favorite places in Thailand. 1,500, 2,000. Okay, so listen, 1,500 to 2,000. You're going to be able to get by no matter where you are. um, you'll be able to get by. In Bangkok, you're not going to be able to go out and get a 30,000 baht a month apartment. You're just not going to be able to do that with 50,000 baht. Now you got 66,000. Maybe you can get yourself a 25,000 baht apartment. But why would you get somebody to help you? And I'm not available for that. But you're going to have to make friends with somebody, a Thai person who you trust, if you have anyone, and have them look for a house or a townhouse for you. And just say, listen, my budget is 15,000 baht. Then if they go, listen, I can get this when it's 17,000. Okay, then you're good. Good morning, Bruce. How you doing? Good to see you yesterday. I'm sitting here having a coffee, not streaming. And Bruce strolled up yesterday, stalking me. Nah, it was good to see him, and I always like running into people that live here. And Bruce used to live in China, and thankfully he got out of there. So, I said Bunkan and Nakhon Phanom, and those places are on the Mekong. On the Mekong. Same with Nong Khai, on the Mekong. And I took a trip where I went to Bunkan, Nakhon Phanom, and Nong Khai because I wanted to do a trip up the Mekong. And the problem with the Mekong, as I see it, and I always think of it as a problem, and I like try to figure out how to solve it. And with enough money, you can solve it, but I don't have enough money sometimes because it would cost you an arm and a leg. But I was looking to go up the Mekong or down the Mekong and take a long trip. And that's why I went from Nong Khai into Laos, and I went up the Mekong on a boat. And then I was in, what was the name of the place? Luang Prabang? Was it Luang Prabang? I can't even remember. I've made so many trips now. They just run together in my head, and I can't remember where exactly I went. But that was where I took the sleeper bus into Vietnam. Listen, I may stream tomorrow. I don't know. Or I may stream on Saturday. I have to figure it out. Saturday is the Mike Tyson fight. I don't know how I feel about that because I don't want to see Tyson get annihilated or get knocked out. I don't want to see that. He's a 58-year-old guy. He's had his time in boxing. I don't care how good you are, how hard you train. He's never going to be as good as he is or was when he was 20 years old. It's not going to happen. But I'd like to see him knock out Jake Paul. Really, I would like to see him do that, and that would end Jake Paul, hopefully. But anyway, so that's going to happen on Saturday. So um, I may end up streaming and just turning the volume down because I can't have it on the stream. It's a pain in the neck. So I may stream tomorrow. I don't know. Anyway, well, Tyson's a little bit bigger, but he's not that much bigger. I think he used to fight around 210, 212. He's going to be around 217, 220. Looks-wise, he looks to be in the best shape he's been in many, many years. He looks in great shape. But anybody can splice together a bunch of clips. I mean, I can splice together some clips of me, and you go, damn, you look good, man. Wow, oh, my God. Seriously. And everybody's saying he's only going to win if it's early and all this other stuff. Listen, if he hurts Jake Paul and he makes Jake Paul go, shit, I don't want none of this, and makes him run, makes him move, he's got a better chance of winning a decision. I don't know. But we'll see. And that's why you watch. You go, oh, well, maybe it'll turn out this way. Oh, no, but maybe it'll turn out that way. You don't really know. And and what's so funny is like I asked my kid, I go, which guy, who do you know? Oh, I know Jake Paul. I'm like, you know Jake Paul, you don't know about Tyson? He's like, no, it's Nicholas. Then I showed him a couple of videos, and he was like, yeah, he looks pretty good. And I'm like, God, you know nothing about boxing. You know, he knows nothing about it. I hate to say this, but like Roger Mayweather, most people don't know shit about boxing, and they don't. You know, so you gotta figure, and you gotta figure out what's gonna happen, and whether you can cut off the ring and all these other kind of things. We'll see what happens. So anyway, I may watch that. I don't know what's gonna happen. And then on Sunday, I don't want to stream on Sunday because John Jones against Stipe Miocic, which I think is a better fight than Tyson and Jake Paul, but Stipe Miocic hasn't fought in like 3.5 years. Now you don't know how much he's been putting in at the gym, what his life is like, if he's hungry still, if he can take a shot. You don't know. And his last fight, he got starched by Ngannou, who there's no crime in that, but we'll see what happens because um, Jones isn't the same fighter he was before. So anyway, let's get back to these lists that I have. Bangkok, Pattaya, Chiang Mai, Chiang Rai, Hua Hin, Prachuap Khiri Khan, Chaam, Phuket, Rayong, Nong Khai, Bungkan, Nakhon Phanom. And I guess I would probably live. I don't think I would live in Bungkan just because there's not that much to do there. Um, Nakhon Phanom, I would probably live there, but I would end up getting bored. Um, there's a lot to do, a lot to see, but I just think I would end up getting bored. You know, I got bored when I was there, and I was there for 4 days and 3 nights. So, Chaam's a place, Prachuap, maybe. And, listen, if it was like I'm going to stay there for 3 months and then move somewhere else for 9 months, okay, maybe Chiang Mai or Chiang Rai, but I wouldn't be in the cities. I wouldn't just stay in the city center. I'd have to get out of there because I just don't want to be around loads of Chinese and Koreans and Japanese and American tourists and British tourists. I don't want that. I don't want to be around them. It's nothing against them. Yeah, I left Jayapunam because I don't think somebody wants to move there. You have a reason to be there. You're married. That's your reason. So, yeah, this is the thing. If you were married to a Thai woman, you you may want to live wherever she comes from. You may think, oh, let me check this place out. And most guys, they just go, yeah, all right, I'm happy here. I'm getting laid. She's good to me. Things are good here. It's a bit cheap. The cost of living is low. Okay, I'm fine where I am. You know, I mean, you could live pretty much anywhere. And as long as you're not in the, sleeping in the gutter, you're going to be happy. If you have some woman that you're in love with and you guys get along and you're friends and, all these things, it gives you a reason to live somewhere. But this guy is single. Robert, he's single. I wouldn't recommend these places right off the bat. I wouldn't recommend Nong Khai. Uh, honestly, I wouldn't recommend Hua Hin. I think you would go to Cha'am or Prachuap first. And then if you want to go to Hua Hin and you want to compare all the three, then you can. So, there you are for Thailand. Yeah, well, you're the kind of guy who you come over here. What are you like 48? I think you told me before. I don't remember, but I'm sorry, but you're the kind of guy who comes over here and in a couple of years you hook up with something. You're 53. All right, you hook up, and then the next thing you're involved, and there's no way out. And most people are happy. I think if you get involved when you're older, it's a little easier because you know what you want. And she's, most of the women, if you're 53, maybe you'll get, if you're lucky, you'll get somebody who's 35, 40. I don't know about Kanchanaburi. I really like Kanchanaburi a lot. However, it is a tourist destination. Wherever you go around there, there's tourists. Sanklaburi is a great place too, but it's a tourist destination. I mean, it is specifically for tourists. So you have to think about that. All right, so getting back to the countries. I still need two more countries, I think. Do I have? Do I have it? Oh yeah, I don't have it. Let's see here. Never say never, but I never count on. Freebird spirit. Don't do well in long-term relationships. Oh God. Yeah, just wait till you come over here, buddy. I hate to tell you that. Just wait until you come over here because I'm going to say 80%, the 80-20 rule. 80% are like, oh yeah, I don't get involved. Nothing happens. And the next thing you know, they're like madly in love with some chick, and they're just, life's never been the same for them because the Thai women have something, and it doesn't have to do with their snapper. It has nothing to do with, well, it has a little bit to do with the sex, but it's not so much, oh, the sex is so great and all that. It's not about that. It's the femininity and the way that Thai women carry themselves, at least the good ones, the way they carry themselves and the way they handle themselves with you. Um, if you're smart, it won't have to do with money. I mean, you always got to have money, but it doesn't. Your relationship is not predicated on how much money do I have, and is she the one for me because I've got enough money for her. When a chick starts asking about money, it's like, listen, you know what? I don't want anything to do with you. You know, if it were me and some chick said to me, okay, how much can you give me every month? I'd be like, nothing. I'll give you nothing. I give you nothing, and don't let the door hit you, on the way out. Don't let the door hit your ass on the way out. All right, let me see here. What was the other one that I was thinking of? Oh, Croatia. Yeah. Um, there's one more that I'm thinking of, and I can't remember which one it is. I'm just going to put this one. All right, so I got 20 places, and really, you can pick any of these. You can always, figure out some place where you want to go. And what I say is, if you got $3,000 or $4,000 and you don't have debt, you can go damn near anywhere. So you got to think about that. I would rather have an intellectual relationship. I'm a thinker who needs little boom boom. I need mental connection. Oh Jesus. Well, if you need a mental connection, you're definitely not going to get it with bar girls. So that's a good thing. Um, Listen, my wife is about. I would say she's a pretty intelligent, westernized Thai woman. Now, I don't think she's the best. She's not the smartest. She's definitely not the dumbest. But um, she's not at the very top of the heap where you got these girls who are doctors and lawyers and they've got big money and they don't need a man. And okay, I'm not saying that she's in that category, but as far as her English speaking abilities and the amount of money she earns and everything else like that, she's she now looking at it, she was a prize when I got her. I didn't really know, to be honest, because that was a long time ago. Now she's actually turned into something that I'm proud of. But would I have? Do I have a purely mental connection with her? No, definitely not. Do I have a purely physical connection with her? No. We do have a physical connection. We do have a mental connection. But it's not just one area. I don't want a professional to be a doctor or a barber. You see, the problem is when you get to be 53, you know what you want. And the people that you want are rather limited. You get some 35-year-old chick and she's got, a 10-year-old kid. What are you going to do? I really don't want to get involved with you. Well, yeah, that's what you got to do. You know, so that limits your choices. And that's why I say, if you're coming to Thailand and you're older, you might not want to have a chick. You might not want to get married. You might want to have a girlfriend or a friend with benefits or whatever it is. Anyway, let me get to this list because we got to get to it because the whole reason um, is that the whole thing is that you want to figure out why you must come here. And to me, I look at these places on the list. Most Thai girls don't want that. They may want it, but then let 6 months or a year go by, and she's formed that bond. You guys have a bond, and you've really gotten close. I'm gonna say the 80% are gonna be like, we gotta have something. We need to have a family. We need to be in a relationship. We need to be something. They wanna, they wanna have a status. It's not just I'm your fuck buddy. All right, let me just give you the 20 that I have. And it's funny, but I have number 20 is Hungary. Hungary is a very underestimated place to live. Hungary, Croatia, Cambodia, Australia, Ireland, Malaysia, Bahamas, Czech Republic, Romania, Costa Rica, Belize, Panama, Philippines, even though I personally don't really want to live there, Greece, Albania, Indonesia, Portugal, Ecuador, Mexico, and number one is Thailand. And there are many reasons why you would want to come to Thailand. One of them is the cost of living. I mean, let's just face facts. The cost of living is better here than in the United States. It's not the best, but it is fairly decent. And what I can tell you is that, Jesus Christ, man, grocery prices have gone up. It is not the same as it used to be here. It cost us up the yin yang. This week, we spent about 8,000 baht. 8,000 baht on groceries this week. And we don't have any milk because I'm not buying the milk. I told my wife, I ain't buying the milk. I forgot Vietnam. You know what? I'm sorry. That tells you where my head is. I would put Vietnam over Cambodia, and I would eke out Hungary. Hungary would not be there. Vietnam would be about Vietnam would probably be about number 4. And the problem with Vietnam is just their visa situation. If they got that squared away, it'd be a great place to live. And I'm sure you can find many, many places in Vietnam where you can be a little ways away from the beach. You can be out on your own. There won't be many foreigners there. I was in Quin Yon. I had the whole beach. I mean, the entire beach to myself. And it was like a 3-mile beach or something. I couldn't believe it. All right, so those are some of the places, but obviously the cost of living is a reason that most people move places. No matter what you say, most people don't have enough money. They have more wants than they do money. And I was hearing somebody the other day, and they were saying, "Listen, most Americans don't have $5,000 in the bank account. Like 50% of Americans don't have $5,000 in their bank account. Now, if you don't have $5,000 in your bank account, you probably shouldn't be moving. And I did it with 10,000. That was 30 years ago. And that was that was a long shot. And for some reason I've made it. So You got to think about those things. Thailand is a good place for when you don't have much money. Mexico, you need to have some money to be able to live there. Technically, to live there, you need to have money. Ecuador, you need the same kind of money as you need in Thailand, and even less. And I've thought about Ecuador many, many times. I vacillate back and forth. Um, and, next year I'm supposedly going to go there. And if I do go there, I've thought about, oh, well, how can I get my residency here? But it would take me living there for 21 months out of 24 months. And I don't know how I can do that with my wife where she keeps her job. The kids are happy. Everybody is, oh, we're so happy. We'll just spend $1,000 a month here. We'll spend $18,000. Then we'll start a business and everything's going to be grand. That's a long shot. And I don't know at my age, do I really want to take a long shot? I'd much rather, I'd rather live the life I live now and I have a good life. I don't have to gamble on a long shot. And that's number three. Well, number two, really, at Mexico is more expensive than Ecuador. Vietnam is relatively inexpensive. Portugal, if you're in the city of Lisbon, it's expensive. If you go outside a ways, it's not so expensive. Indonesia, not so expensive. Albania, not so expensive. Greece, depending on where you are. Philippines, not so expensive. Panama, Belize, they can be a bit expensive. But, okay. Costa Rica, getting more expensive. Romania, it's a little bit. Czech, a little bit. Bahamas, yes, definitely. Malaysia, it's gotten more expensive. Um, Ireland, definitely expensive, especially if you're in like Dublin. Australia, forget about it. Cambodia, okay, not so much. Um, but do you really want to live in Cambodia? Maybe. I know guys who have lived there, and they talk about, oh, it's so great here and all this other shit. But, I look at it and I go, am I prospering here? Can I go wherever I want from here? Can I do things easily from here? And then you got Croatia, which, that's a place that some people, they know about, and it's a great place, but I'm not sure about the price. And I already said Rayong. Phnom Penh has gone up, but you can go outside the. Well, I know that. I've been to Cambodia many times, all over the country, and there are places where it is relatively expensive. But again, do you want to live in Battambang? Do you want to live in Siem Reap? Somewhere out in the village somewhere? I don't know, man. I think most Americans that I know, they want more of the creature comforts. And yes, you can have them out somewhere, but then you're still living in an area that is not all that great. And the same goes with the Philippines. My real goal is better quality of life on a beach versus what beach life in the U.S. and no winters. Listen, what you're asking for is what damn near everybody is asking for. They want a better life than in the U.S. for less. For $2,000 a month, you're not going to have a great life in the U.S. I can tell you that right now. Unless you go live in the middle of the country. And even then, you might have a problem. Hey, listen, guys, do me a favor. Smash the thumbs up. Click the like button. Subscribe if you haven't done so already. Hit the notification bell. Look down below in the description. We've got the Cash App. You can become a sponsor on YouTube for as little as $1.99. I got the Buy Me a Coffee. We got merchandise on my website, and down below there's a link where you can click and get the merchandise. Patreon. People forget about Patreon, but it's still there. You can go to my Amazon shop. You can get a book from Amazon or my website, whatever you want to do. And here, this doesn't cost you anything. Just like Amazon, unless you buy something of mine off of Amazon. Amazon doesn't cost you anything extra. Wise doesn't cost you anything extra. And Wise is a very good company. And now that I have a card here, I have my my bank card. It's so easy now because if something takes a long time on Wise, which generally it only takes seconds, but if they say, oh, right now, I went the other day to try to transfer from my savings, and it said, oh, you have to link up again, and then when you link up, it's like it'll take 5 days to get you, and I'm like, fuck that, I don't need that. I'll just use my card, and you take the money out. You don't get quite of the rate that you do on Wise, but I get all my fees are paid for. The bank fee in Thailand, boom, my bank reimburses that. There is no bank fee from my bank for the withdrawal internationally, so I pay nothing, and you just get a little bit less of an exchange on the exchange than you do from Wise. So there you go. Thank you very much, Robert. Thank you. Robert, you must have paid off a house. Yes, I paid cash for my place in 2016. My property tax is only $115 a year. Where do you live, Robert? You tell me these things. People tell me these stuff, and I never remember. I'm sorry, but where do you live in southern Indiana? Well, yeah, there you go. Okay. Indiana, you're not in one of the big, you're not down in Florida, in Miami, you're not up in New York, you're not in Chicago, you're not in LA, San Francisco, or any of these places. So, yeah, property taxes don't have to be that much. I know in like Florida, they're quite expensive. At least where my parents live, I know it's pretty expensive. But, okay, so let me go up here. I'm looking at this list. This is my list. Now, this may not be everybody's list. And there may be some other places on here that, you know, that you could come up with. I'm sure there are. And you could say Spain. You could see many other places. But the reality is that, let's see here, many of these places here are on everybody's list. And you could say, oh, I want to live in Switzerland. Oh, I want to live in Austria. And yeah, maybe you do, but you got to have money. You're going to go live in Austria. I mean, I would say, I don't know, but if you had like $5,000 a month, maybe you can live there comfortably. I don't know. I'm not sure. I looked into it before. Let me see here. A family of four estimated monthly cost is 3,639.7 euro. So let's take a look at it in US dollars. What happens? They don't switch it here. Sorry, that's not good. Let me just see here how much that is. $3,841. That's without rent. Rent in Austria is on average 94.5% higher than in Thailand. And if you look for a place here, rent per month, one bedroom outside of the city center, $750 is the norm. So you're looking at about $5,000 a month, almost $5,000 a month. That's just to live. You're not living fantastic so you got to think about these things. And for me, the limit, really, the minimum to be able to live somewhere and travel around is $3,000. $3,000 to $4,000. And in that, I can live just about anywhere, just comfortably. Pretty comfortably. I mean, you go to Ecuador, you don't need to spend that much. You spend $2,000, you're spending a lot of money. You're going out to eat every day, having dinner at some restaurant. You know, I have an acre in the woods. It's nice. I have a buddy in Belgium. He says I'd like Goa in the area. Listen, I don't think you would want to live in India. First of all, because they're generally the way it works is if you're there for 6 months, you can't come back for 6 months. And also, I know that this might not be a big deal to you, but it's going to be harder to find women there. Just for a little fun. And the ones that you do find, I don't know that I'd want to, engage, we'll say. And then you're in India. And while Goa may be a good place, listen, I have abstained from going there just because I just really don't want to go to India and deal with them. I can go to places in Africa where I would feel less pressured than I would there. But there you go. So why do you want to go to India? Don't even think about it. I would say don't even consider India. India's a no good. Sri Lanka, no good. Bangladesh, no good. All these places, you can go to better places, man. Go to Croatia, go to Romania, go to Slovakia, Slovenia. Jesus Christ. I don't know about the cost of living in Slovakia or Slovenia, but I'm gonna venture. You could go to not the Ukraine. What was the place that I was thinking of? What was that place? Not Latvia. Now, you want to go to a place. The cost of living in Latvia. Latvia is another one on the list. All right, family of four. Um, it's about $3,000 a month, right? The rent is about $500 a month. So for $3,500 for four people, okay, you can live there. Now, if it's only one person, you're going to pay considerably less. You're looking at about $1,400. So that would fit into your budget. And I can tell you that if you now I don't know that you're going to be able to find women that just want to have a buddy that they sleep with. But I can tell you that the women there are infinitely better looking than the women in India. I'm just going to say that right out. I don't care what anybody thinks, but I'm going to say, where would I go? Latvia, India, just for the women. I think I'll go to Latvia. And you know what? I've known somebody who's gone to Latvia, and he said this girl was a dream, man, and he brought her over to America, and he just kind of screwed up because of some other chick that he got involved with when the girl wasn't around, and things didn't work out. But there's another place. I didn't even think of that place. You know, so there's a lot of places that you can go. Um, Something else is, you're going to think a little bit about where you're going to make some friends. I mean, I don't really look at Thailand and go, oh, I've got to be involved in the expat community. I don't want to be involved. I don't want to know what every other guy thinks. I don't care. All I care about is me. M-E. That's all I care about, me. I don't care about everybody else is telling me because I trust myself. I believe in my own opinions and my thought process. I believe in it. I don't have to do and say and think just like everybody else. So I don't have to have the community, but it is nice. Yesterday, Bruce came up. Hey, how you doing? Oh, I see somebody here. And then sometimes I'm in the grocery store and I bump into somebody. How you doing, buddy? Hey, aren't you so-and-so from so? Yeah, that's me. Nice to meet you. Very nice to meet you. Okay, see you later. Right? It is nice to have people around that you're friends with. But most of them, you see them once in a while, and you have a little fun, and that's it. Obviously, this place is nice and warm. Um, and to me, that's better than living in a place that's freezing. That's why I don't have Stockholm or Helsinki or any of these other places. I don't have Moscow on the list. I don't have any of these places. And I don't have China on the list. And I don't have Hong Kong on the list. I don't have Taiwan on the list. I don't want to be there. Listen, I acknowledge Malaysia, but I don't want to live there. I don't want to live amongst Malaysians and live in that. I just don't want to. It's just me. I have that feeling where I don't want to be there because I don't think I'll be as comfortable as I will in other countries. Healthcare. You need to be in a place where you have some pretty good healthcare. You don't want to be in a place where the healthcare is shit. Now, I could say that about Cambodia, but it has gotten markedly better. Yes, but I don't want to live there, Bruce, because guess what? There's a lot of Chinese there, and it can be Chinese at any time. Something can happen, and you are there, you are screwed. And anytime, I mean, even Hong Kong, listen, I went there for 4 months, and I covered that whole protest. And I loved it when I went there, but it's changed. I don't want to go, and you are like completely under China's thumb. And some may have a problem with that. Okay, I understand. Then go to China. Go to China. Go live there if that's what you want. I don't want to do that. I've been there. I've been there a couple times, and I don't want to do that. You'll never be Chinese, just like you'll never be Thai. But in China, you not being Chinese, they hold it against you. That's my opinion. In Thailand, okay, some of them do hold it against you, but not very many of them. For the most part, they just understand you're from a different place. That's the way it is. They don't care. But go to a place where you have some good health care. That's important. What are they doing back there with this? I don't know what they're doing back there. Thailand has a lot of outdoor activities, beautiful landscapes. They got the mountains, they got the city, they got the ocean. What do you want? What more do you want? You can hike, you can dive, you can go island hopping, you can go scuba diving. Thank you. You can go to temples if that's what you like. Are the Chinese worse than the Japanese when it comes to Westerners? Sammy, I don't know if you're still listening, but I'm going to go ahead and say yes, they are worse. Thailand's culture. Listen, they are morphing into a more modern society. But when you go out to some places, um, and depending on where you are, the culture is great here. I like it. I don't have any problems with. Really, there is nothing I have a problem with here. I don't have any problems. The government, I don't care. What do I care about the government for? They don't bother me, and I don't bother them. And if you're bitching about paying 800,000 baht or 400,000 baht so that you can have a visa here, what do you want it to be? $5? Really, what do you want it to be there where it's in your price range? Oh, I'm going to pay $500 a year, and that's all I pay, and I can stay for a year. Okay. I mean, figure it out. You can stay here. It's easy. It's not rocket science, like I always say. It's not that difficult. Now, you can say, oh, the food is renowned, globally, everywhere. Oh, we love the food in Thailand. Yes, they got some great food. And it makes for a nice treat once in a while. You don't always have to eat Thai, though. And that's the thing here in Thailand. If I want Japanese, there's a place right there. I want Vietnamese, there's a place right there. I want Middle Eastern food, there's a place right over there. So the food is, it's just the icing on the cake. Again, It's icing on the cake. I have a Buddhist mentality ever since I was like 10. The Asian culture called to me. All right. Well, you've never been to Thailand, so we'll see if the culture still called to you when you get here. And after a year, don't come to me and go, "Oh my God, this place is so fantastic." Come to me after about 5 years, because that's when it'll start to sink in. You're not gonna just be some guy who's here and you're just staying here, and you know. Thailand takes full advantage of foreigners and their money. They want you to buy condos, but don't want you to work. You are only allowed to spend money. Well, that's not really true because they do allow people to work. They want to make sure that you have a job that they need. And that's, that's the size of it. They want you to have a job that they need. And I don't blame them. Listen, it's too bad that they didn't do that in America. Oh God. You're talking out your ass, man. Really. You got to be careful of all those wires. Well, I've been here 30 years and the wires never hit me, never even come close. I mean, really, don't fearmonger, please. You don't need to fearmonger. There are good things about Thailand and there are some bad things. Now, well, then go stay in Taiwan. I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. So the one good thing also is that Thailand is a hub. You can go to just about anywhere in the region. You can get there pretty easily. Bali is a place. It's a little bit expensive to get to Bali. It's $400-$500. But you go to a lot of other places. It's $100, $150 round trip. You can't beat it. I went to Vietnam. It was 5,000 baht. Now there were four of us, so it was 20,000. But still, it was only 5. It was like 4,900. Price is good. I have lived where I live now for 8.5 years. Feel like 3 years. Time flies. You need to be careful of all those power lines. 944. Yes, it is. Boy, they turn it on right at the right time, man. There's probably somebody sitting up above who hits a button at 9:44 every day. They're sitting there waiting to press the button, or it just goes off automatically. I don't know. And like I said, Taiwan. Okay, my wife has been to Taiwan. She's told me about it. She loves it there. She likes it. I said, living there and visiting there is a much different dynamic. All those lines you see are telecommunication lines. The power lines are quite similar to most standards in the U.S. Thailand is also in the process of moving their utilities. Yes, that's what most people don't know. A lot of the lines that they see are not electric lines. That's ridiculous. Yeah, I wouldn't move to Korea. That's just me. Sorry, 2/4 Korean, but I wouldn't move to Korea. I've been there. I've been to Jeju and I've been to Seoul. Jeju was a trip, but I went there for boxing. But it's not a convention, is it? I guess it is a convention. I don't know. It was WBA or something like that. It was a long time ago. I went there and I just remember hanging out with some of the promoters and we had a great time. It was really nice, but the weather was shit. Most of the time, the weather was horrible. A lot of wind, big waves. The hotel was right there on the water, and man, the waves were really big. But I had a good time there, and I had a good time in Seoul. However, I would not want to live there. The vibe that you get is not what I would consider to be fantastic. It's not like, wow, I live in Korea now. Wow, I'm so lucky. I'd rather live in Japan, honestly. Another thing is the quality of life here. One thing that you will recognize after you've been here for a while is the quality of life and the slower pace and it's just the Mike and Right attitude here. Thailand does offer a slower pace, less stress, more relaxed approach to daily living. And this allows people to unwind and appreciate some of the simple pleasures in life. And honestly, I remember living in the United States, and from Monday through Friday, and sometimes, a half day or a full day on Saturday. I was not one of these people who worked 6 days a week every week or anything like that. But every once in a while, I had to work overtime. And from Monday to Friday, I didn't think of anything else except going to work. And um, yeah, that was it. Maybe once in a while in the evening, I'd go out and have a little bite to eat with a friend or meet somebody for a drink or something. But I was home 9 or 10 o'clock. So I didn't do much except on the weekends. Then on the weekends, maybe Friday hit and was like, oh man, I gotta go out. Because for 5 days you're just working and working, and then it's like, okay, I'm not gonna go out on Friday because I gotta work on Saturday. So you're working 6 days. And it's like maybe Saturday night I'll go out. You get one night out a week. And then if you want to go somewhere, maybe the day that you're going to do your laundry and you're going to clean up, you're going to get things settled in your house because you haven't been spending a lot of time on it. You can do that on Sunday. So then Sunday, you're not going to go anywhere. You're not going to do much. And how does that help you with your social life? Maybe it's different now, but I look back and I go, God, my lifestyle then was much different than now. Which I think is, that's great. For me, it's great because I love the lifestyle here. I love the laid back lifestyle here. And my lifestyle is laid back. Even when I worked in boxing, even when I was a journalist, my lifestyle was laid back. I woke up when I wanted, which generally is 5 o'clock in the morning. Now it's getting a little bit later. I wake up and it's 6. And then it takes me 15 minutes to get up and go, all right, I got to walk. I got to get up and shake it out and get ready, and hopefully I won't have too much pain when I wake up. So, I got to think about those things. Now, I haven't had any dog. I had alligator a long time ago and snake. But, you got to think about that. That's a big deal that nobody really thinks about in America. They think, oh, this is the way. Most people are not sitting there going to work thinking about, oh, God, I'm going to move to Thailand. There are people that obviously do it. I'm going to move to Thailand. I'm going to move to Vietnam. I'm going to move to Indonesia. I'm going to move to wherever. I'm moving to Mexico because I don't need this fucking job. More people now than in the past are thinking about it, but I still think there's not that many thinking about it because they just are either fearful, they don't know how to do it, they don't have the money. I mean, let's face it, if you're living off of, I don't know about 1,000, let's say $500, $600, $700 a week, and your cost of living is about that, and you don't have much money left over, and maybe you got $3,000 in the bank. Oh wow, I'm going to go on a vacation. I got $3,000. Then you're broke. So you're not thinking about, oh, I'm going to move over there. It takes more than that, and that's why most of the time, younger people who have made money online or however, they're the ones who come over because they're like, oh fuck this, I can just live off of what I got, and I don't have to worry about the future too much. Most of the time, it's older people who are set and they already have enough money, and they're like, listen, I sell my house, I've got rental income, I've got Social Security, or I'm going to have Social Security later on, I've got a small pension, and the next thing you know, they add it all up and they go, I got $2,800 a month. I can live good in Thailand. You can live damn good off of $2,500, $3,000 a month in Thailand. You can live excellent. I mean, you really want, you can have a place right on the beach, $1,000 a month. You're living great, man. So that's something that I really think is probably one of, if not the most important things, is the pace of life here. I think the pace here for me, and I'm not somebody like my wife who works in a corporate setting. Even when I worked with the boxing company, it was, I woke up, maybe I called my boss at 10 o'clock and 11 o'clock in the morning. Maybe I didn't. And I'd go to work. I was there at 2 o'clock, which is an hour before I had to be there. Sometimes I got there right when I had to be there. It was 3 o'clock, and I worked until about 6:30, and then I went home. That was my lifestyle. And then once in a great while, you'd have a big fight. You'd have to go to the show, and that was always nerve biting because you want all your guys to win. You know, I'll be working with nearly 500,000 to do stock options. Making 4,000 a month isn't unusual. Making 2,000 a month is easy as pie. Okay, so then you should be set. Even after my truck payment insurance, I have enough income to go and do whatever I want whenever I want. Well, that's good. Yes, Molly. I didn't really. My wife said, "Oh, I really like that shirt. That's why I got it for you." And I was like, "It's all right. It's got the rainbow on there." Anytime I see the rainbow, I'm like, eh. Just because of what people have made it nowadays. And I'm just like, okay, it's not really the rainbow. And then I got a complimented on it when I went out to dinner a couple of weeks ago, and then I got another compliment on it on the show, and now here somebody else is mentioning it. I guess it's a pretty good shirt. It fits good. I like the fit. It's a little snug, but good morning, Dallo, Mr. Dallo. You're first. Oh no, you're not first. Bali equals volcano. Well, their last eruption was 2017. Mount Agung. It stopped in June of 2019, and that is in Bali. So that's something to think about. Um, let's see here. Did it kill anybody? No, but it did lead people to leave the area. It caused people to leave the area. In January of 2018, the volcano erupted on January 11th, sending plumes of smoke and ash, while Indonesia's Bali International Airport was declared safe, operating normally. Now, people have been evacuated, but it doesn't look like people have died recently. In 1963, I think it was 200 people. Is that what it is? Let me see here. 200 people, 200 more people. Oh, 1,500 people died in 1963. So, if you're going to move to Bali, you better think about this a little bit. Try to position yourself far enough away where you're not going to get killed. But Bali is great. I love Bali. Again, living there, visiting there. Living there might be a little bit different. I could probably live there, and I probably would. Although I could live on some other islands in Indonesia that would be um, probably more to my liking. So you got to think about those things. Dallo, you're stuck in Thailand. You're not going anywhere. You're going to be in Thailand for the rest of your life, 6 months out of the year. Now, another thing that some people, and I'm going to say some people underestimate, they don't really see it. They think, oh, all Thai people are out to get your money. All the girls are a bunch of hoes. They're all trying to do bad things to you. It's ridiculous, man. Really. It's like saying there was an armed robbery in the mall, and then the whole country of Thailand is under danger. It's not. It's ridiculous. Thai people are known for their friendly, warm, welcoming nature. especially towards foreigners. They give foreigners a lot of slack. Foreigners, they generally don't expect you to why them. They don't look at you and go, oh, you've got to do exactly what I do. They may try to teach you that over the course of time, but they don't expect you to do that. When you come here, they know you're a foreigner. You don't know everything about Thailand. They're very tolerant when it comes to that kind of thing. Um, Obviously, there are a lot of cultural differences, but the general attitude towards expats is quite good. You can't complain about it. I mean, if you're complaining about Thai people, you're just, to me, you're a bit closed-minded. And there is one person, and he knows who he is, who lives in, I don't know if he still lives there. I'm going to assume he does. He lives out in Pattaya, and he's a bit of a, what's the word that I'm looking for? A loose cannon. And he says, I will never learn how to speak Thai. And he's been here like 6 years, 7 years now. Oh, apparently he's not a monger. He has a girlfriend that he gives 20,000 baht a month. You know, to me, he's an idiot. I told him don't move there. He moved there. I told him don't get involved in the first year. He moved there. I told him learn the language. He won't learn the language. And then he just bitches about Thailand. And then I say, why don't you move? Go live in Cambodia. Oh, no, I can't. Well, then don't bitch to me. It's the whole thing. Don't bitch to me. Because to me, Thailand is one of the best places that if you want to move, you can move here. It may take you a little time to ramp up, but you will. If you got half a brain, you're a little bit tolerant, you want to learn, you will ramp up, you will learn about Thailand, and you will integrate yourself into society. There are a lot of guys that I know now, Jono, Billy, Bruce, there's so many. Cyrus, what is that guy's name? I don't know what his name, Jason. There's a couple of people, you know, I can't think of them all because it's been many, many years that people have come here. There are people that are here now. I don't even talk to them anymore. They're not even watching my show. They don't care, right? There are people who have come here. They failed. They went back. There are people who came here and they just went, oh, I've got to go back. I got to do some things, and I'm going to live in the United States for a couple more years. Then maybe I'll come back to Thailand. All that kind of stuff happens. And the ones who stay here, generally they have good things to say about Thailand. And I always go, you can always go somewhere else. And, you know, credit to my buddy who moved to Cambodia. He goes, I'm sick of Thailand. I've been here for a long time. And I want to go somewhere else. And he went to Cambodia. And then he went to the United States because he felt like they needed to be in the United States helping his mother. And he's still there, but he has the urge to come back. And he's probably going to come back to both places, Thailand and Cambodia. So, you know, it doesn't matter if you want to go to the Philippines, any of these places on the list. I mean, I got Slovakia, Slovenia, Croatia, Cambodia, Australia. You got to have money, okay? Ireland, got to have money. Malaysia, you need a little bit of money. Bahamas, you need money. Czech Republic, okay. Romania, Costa Rica, Belize, Panama, Philippines, Greece, Albania, Indonesia, Portugal, Vietnam, Ecuador, Mexico, Thailand. One thing common is that you need to have some money. Now, some places may require a little bit more. Some places, if you stay there and you only got $1,500 a month, it's going to be tight. You come to Thailand, you got $1,500 a month. Okay, listen, if you're smart, you can live here very comfortably on $50,000, $60,000 a month. Italy is, I think there's a bit too much red tape. But, you know, you could put it on the list because it's a place that people want to go. Would I live in Rome? No. And the thing is that to me, I look at it like this. I got a 30-year lead on all these people. Let them come. That's good. I don't hate on anybody for coming here. Good for them. But I've been here 30 years. I've already had my life. I've created my life here. Um, I've been comfortable here for a long time. Comfortable now, you know. And I'm thinking of where else could I live? Where else could I go? Because I've been a lot of places, but I think to myself, where can we set it up? And in another 7 years, 6 years, 5 years, maybe I'll still be on YouTube. I don't know. Where can my wife and I go to live part time? Even 3 months. You know, um, and we think, yeah. Well, this is the thing. Listen, and I always remember this. When Lumpini was still Lumpini, it did not move. It was over by Lumpini Park, the Muay Thai Stadium. I went in. I had media credentials. I just walked right in. I didn't have to pay anything. I sat on the ring apron. I was the only foreigner. I was the first person to get accredited in Lumpini and Rajdamnern. Now there's all kinds of people. It's not necessarily Ecuador for me. It's just a place that has it's a place that I would definitely consider. But I was at Lumpini and I was covering an event. This is, God, I don't know, man. This is probably 15, 20 years ago. And I'm sitting on the ring. I'm shooting photos. I'm laying on the ring, taking photographs. And this chick comes over and she touches the ring. And this Thai guy goes, no, 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 no. You cannot touch the ring. And she looked at me and she goes, why can't I touch the ring? What's the problem? And I go, you can't touch the ring because you're a woman. Which, I was just telling her the truth, but she didn't like it. And I was like, listen, if you don't like it, go back home. Get the fuck out of here. I don't want to hear you bitching about it. It brings bad spirits into the ring. This is what they believe. This is not your fucking country. So get out of here. And I wasn't like that. I tried to be very understanding to her. I said, listen, this is their country. This is their mentality. They don't want you touching the ring. They will throw you out of here if you continue to touch the ring. They will be nice at first, and then they will just throw you out because they don't want to deal with you. And finally, she backed away and started taking photos from, 4 or 5 feet away. But she did not like it. And I thought to myself, this is their country, not yours. Now, there are things here that I don't like. It's hard for me to think of them because most of the time they don't rear their ugly head. I don't usually see them. But, there are some things. And okay, I just deal with them. What else am I supposed to do? What am I going to do? Bitch and moan about everything? Oh my God, the price went up on this. Well, they charged me 30 baht for it here. And then the next day they're charging me 35. Listen, I get on a motorcycle. Sometimes they come over here and they charge me 30 baht. Sometimes they charge me 35. I could be like, oh my God, there's no set price here. What's the problem with these people? Don't they know it's only supposed to be 30 baht? Or it's only supposed to be 35 baht? I don't care. What does it matter? Yeah, it's 30 baht. Great. All right, I get an extra 5 baht today. Excellent. Oh, I'm paying 35? Okay. Doesn't matter. Excellent. Everything's good, man. It's all good in the hood. I would never say that, but, and usually I would never speak like that. But, okay, here, I look at it like that. Who's bothering me? Who bothers me in Thailand? I look at it like that. Where do I get bothered from? Okay, the government wants you to do certain things. Can you abide by those things? No, I can't. Well, then get the fuck out. That's all. Go somewhere else where you don't have to abide by those rules. Go to Ecuador. Go to Belize. Go to the Philippines. Go to Cambodia. Go wherever you want. But don't bitch to me. You know, I mean, it doesn't really matter. And for me, 5 baht is nothing. For me, 100 baht is not a big deal. Now, I may not go back again. Listen, I got a hard on for Black Canyon coffee, and this has been going on for 20 years, 25 years. My wife and I went to Black Canyon Coffee about 20, 25 years ago. I don't even remember how long it is now because I just don't go there. And I've told this story before. We went in. There was nobody in the place. Now, they have some good food. You know, it's decent. For the money, it's all right. You pay 100 baht, and they got a nice meal. We go in there. We're sitting there. She orders, I order. After, 15, 20 minutes, her order comes. She's sitting there. She starts eating it. I don't say nothing. She keeps eating it. Next thing I know, her food is gone. She ate everything. And I'm going, where's my food? It's been 25 minutes, 30 minutes. I look, and they're all in the back, on their phones and talking to each other and laughing and giggling like little schoolgirls. And I'm going, I get the waitress and where's my food? She goes, oh, 1 minute, 1 minute. I said, okay. She goes in the back. She comes back to me and she goes, oh, I'm sorry, we forget. I said, you forgot. I'm your customer. I'm the one who's paying for you to even have a job. I'm one of the people, right? All you have to do is serve me my food. That's all you got to do. You don't need to forget me. You don't need to treat me and kiss my ass. I don't want any of that. Just serve my food. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I go tell them. Oh. I said, no. Cancel. I don't want any food from you. Oh, sorry. I wrote Black Canyon Coffee because I was pissed. I wrote Black Canyon Coffee. Now, this is a long time ago, and I was a little less patient than I am now. Now I'd probably let it go, and I just wouldn't go back. But then I wrote to Black Canyon, and Black Canyon in the United States, and they wrote me back, we're having all kinds of problems with quality control in Thailand. And I'm really sorry, but they are the people you need to talk to. And they wouldn't do anything. The people in Thailand, I wrote them, they didn't want to do anything. Sorry. What's sorry? I don't give a shit about your sorry. What are you going to do? Give me a free meal. Do something. Well, guess what? That was then. And now, I would probably just say, oh, you forgot? Oh, might have been right. It's okay. Cancel. Okay. And then I just leave, and I would never come back. And I have never gone back there, with the exception of the one time I accidentally went to Black Canyon Coffee and got a coffee because I thought it was Cafe Amazon. For some reason, I wasn't thinking. I thought it was Cafe Amazon. So, I had to think about that. While this may come across as hypocritical, one of the things that bothers me most here is the perceived entitlement of other. Yeah, but Jim, all you can do is worry about yourself. I'm not going to worry about somebody else. They can make an asshole out of themselves if they want. What do I care? The Thais will put them in their place eventually. Doesn't matter to me. They don't want to treat you like you're special, so you're not special. You're not a little snowflake. Quality control and timing like oil and water. You see, that's the thing. It's either really good or it's not. I've also been in an airport in Suratani where I was waiting for my food. I ordered a dish, and this Thai guy was sitting there alone. It was just me and him in the whole restaurant, and he's waiting for his meal. I got my meal. I was like, yeah, and it was crappy food. I mean, it was God damn it, airport food in like a little cafeteria. It wasn't great. And this guy's sitting there. And finally, all of a sudden, he sees these guys over there laughing and joking. These little, they're like 18, 20 years old, and they're joking around with each other, laughing and giggling. Just like I say, that shit just burns me up. They're supposed to be serving you or waiting on you, and they're jumping up and down with their friends, laughing like it's playtime. And the guy got pissed. And he just 1 minute there, they kind of turned around a little bit, and he just goes, bam, and slams his fist on the table. And he goes, what are you guys doing? You don't give me my food. Where's my food? Where's this? Where's that? And he's like, never again. Blah, blah, blah. He's like yelling at him in Thai. And they're like, katod, 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 katod. And they, like, in a couple of minutes, they brought him his food. And he was okay. But I just thought of that, and I thought, wow, that's how a Thai person reacts after a while when they don't serve him, when they don't wait on him. And, now I look at it and I go, okay, so you want to be a prick? You don't want to serve me? You don't want to wait on me? You want to leave me sitting there for 30 minutes wondering where my food is? We're not talking about top-notch Michelin-starred food. We're talking about something you probably got from the mic. You get it, you put it in the microwave, you heat it up, and 5-10 minutes later, we have it. So, I mean, generally, I don't want to be in a position where I'm going to get pissed. Because nowadays, what have I got to be pissed off about? Unless somebody steals every bit of money that I have, unless somebody crashes into my car when I'm sitting there and tells me that I'm at fault or something like that, I'm not worrying about anything. Really think about it. What do you have to worry about? You have to worry, if you live here, do you have to worry about Donald Trump? Probably not. Do you have to worry about Kamala Harris? Probably not. What do you have to worry about? Not much. It means very little. So you got to remember that. Anyway. Thailand is, I don't care what anybody says, fantastic destination. Cost of living is affordable. The healthcare here is very good. It is something to remember, though, that you need to take care of. And it's funny that, I'm talking about this, and that as I talk, one of the ambulance guys goes by right now. Well, if it's made here, why are you paying an import tax? Well, you say don't go to a government hospital. It's funny you say that because going to a government hospital can be an ordeal or it can be a piece of cake. And, I've had to take Nicholas to the doctor recently. And the thing is that he used to go to school out in Rangsit. Now he goes to school here. But he was in Rangsit. So we went to the hospital near him, and it is the Thammasat Hospital, government hospital. Very mellow most of the time. You go in there, and in an hour, you're in and out the door, you pay, and you leave. Most of the time. Piece of cake. An hour. That's what it's taken the times that I brought him there. flying saucer. Now, I will say this. I took him the other day. We go the other day. And yeah, but you just said $1,000. No import tax, probably $1,000. So you should not, if the car is made here, you should not have to pay an import tax. Okay. Now, this time they took Nicholas's blood. And I was like, okay. And now for them to take your blood, what you have to do is you have to go and pay for it first. Then you go back and then they take his blood. And then you have to go and you have to pay for the result. You get the results. Then you have to go pay for the doctor. So that was a bit of a pain in the ass, and it took us about. We were there at 8:30. We got out about 1:30. No, we got there at 9:30. We were there. It was 4 hours to go in and out and do everything, to see the doctor, to get the blood test. You got a shot, and all this stuff. Oh, okay. It was for the TB. I got you. I got you. I got you. Sorry. Yeah, you should not have to pay any kind of tax on your car. Anyway, I think when it comes to public hospitals, listen, I've been in a public hospital, and you're sitting there, and it's about 20 other people, and they're all next to each other, laying in their bed. Their families are taking care of them. You know, they did things like dress them and brush their teeth and things like that, where they couldn't do it themselves. The family had to help them. The nurse wasn't going to help them. So with regards to that, yeah, you don't want to go. And honestly, personally, I'd rather go to a private hospital than go to a public hospital any day of the week, or a government hospital. So you got to think about that. Now, for Jim, having a truck is something that brings him a lot of joy. He gets to go places. He doesn't have to. He doesn't have to schlep around. And take a bus or do this or do that. When it comes to public transportation. For me, because I'm based here, it's very easy for me. I know. Oh, I can just I can take a train. I can take the boat. I can go and take a Songtao. I can take a Rotu a minivan. I can get anywhere. Anywhere. And I personally I don't care how much money I have, because for the most part, my vehicle would sit in the driveway probably 25 days out of 30. It would just sit. It wouldn't go anywhere. You think I would drive over here from my house? I would drive to the mall and then go park my car upstairs and then come in. I'd have to, if I came in early, God, I gotta sneeze again. If I came in early, if I came in early, I couldn't get in from the back at 8:15 in the morning. I'd have to park there, walk down, then walk out and come in through the front. That's what I'd have to do to get in. And not only that, um, it's not all that far. It takes me 5 minutes to get here, 3 minutes to get here. So what do I want to drive a car over here for? Yeah, I gotta sneeze a lot. Traffic is a beast. They're considering a congestion fee. Yeah, I talked about that earlier. A lot of places do that where they charge for you to go through a certain area of the city. And I mean, I'm not against it or for it, but I kind of think that, I mean, if you're in Bangkok for the most part, there's no reason why you can't take public transportation. Because let me tell you something, driving in Bangkok is it's just a bitch. And the other day, how long ago? About 6 days ago, I went out to dinner with my wife, and it's 30 minutes to 45 minutes away when there is no traffic. It took us 2 hours to get there. We're just sitting here. I'm sitting in a taxi with my wife, and I'm just going, we're not even moving. We haven't moved in 15 minutes. And she's like, maybe we should get out and get a motorcycle. And I'm like, listen, we're going to get out and get a motorcycle. It's going to be 3 minutes faster, 5 minutes faster because we're on the motorcycle. And then he's going to be going in and out between cars and traffic. And I just thought, let's just sit here and wait. I don't really care. But I did care. But, it's not enough to make me spring into action. I actually use my truck as a truck bringing home supplies, improvement, blah, blah, blah. It's comfortable for long roadies, much better than my wife's Honda. Yes, if I was buying something, I would probably buy a truck, whether it's a Hilux or whatever the hell it is. I would probably buy a truck and probably with a cab, because I'd want to be able to fit at least 5 people into it, and then I'd like to have the back so I can carry stuff. You know, I mean, that's just, my wife's sister has a big truck. It's fantastic. It's so good. It's really nice. However, you got to think about the fact that, first of all, you're paying the truck payment. You're paying for insurance. You're paying for maintenance. You're paying for gas. You're paying for oil. So you have to think about, is it really worth it? Do you have the money? Do you really want to spend the money? If you're somebody who's living off of $1,500 a month, you don't want a $500 a month car payment and insurance, and then another $100, $150 on gas and oil and everything else. You don't want to have to pay that. I mean, I guess if you don't have any other bills, but you still have to pay for a place to live and food and all this other stuff. And I can tell you that food, I would say, if you really want to eat in Thailand, if you want to spend 5,000 baht a month and eat nothing but Thai food, if you're not a big eater, you can get by on that. That's about 165 baht a day. 50, 60 baht, you can get yourself a meal. Now, you're not going to get a meal for that here in the mall. It's going to be difficult. It might be 100 baht. It might be 150 baht. It might be 80 baht. Depends on where you go, what you buy, how much you're getting. There's a lot of factors. And I was talking to Bruce about this. Sometimes it's better you just buy your own food. But sometimes you go out and you get a meal and you go, God, this is only 50 baht. This is fantastic. So it's nice to have a mix and to have the option to spend. And fortunately, we have an option to spend money, and we spend it on food because we don't want to have to worry about food. We don't want to have to worry about, okay, I don't have any food today. What am I going to do? Oh, I'll eat some peanut butter and jelly. I've already been through that when I was younger. Oh, we'll get some macaroni and cheese. Let me tell you something. Macaroni and cheese used to be about 75 baht a box. Now, I would get 2 boxes, and that would be enough for me and my 2 sons when they were little. Now they have boxes from other companies. It's not Kraft. They're 120 baht a box. So if you needed 2 boxes, 240 baht. That's $7 $7 or so. Okay, pretty inexpensive meal. But compared to how it used to be, prices have gone up. Prices are going up. Reduced traffic in London by 16%, increased public transportation by 18%. Jim, only gas in the U.S., kind of crazy. Surprisingly, I can haze the tires at will. A lot of power for a 2.0 engine. I've heard much video of the guy in the Philippines before he loved it. Insurance is $600 a year, not even close to the U.S., but that's still $50 a month. How much is your payment? I don't know about maple syrup. That's ridiculous. I don't know about fake or real maple syrup. If I'm getting maple syrup, it's going to be real, and it's going to be a little more expensive. It might be $9, $10 for a bottle of like log cabin maple syrup. So some things are not so cheap, you know. I budget myself $1,000 a day for food, entertainment, normal expenses. Seldom comes too close to exceeding my budget. Yeah, I don't really need that much, honestly, and I don't really factor it in that way because I got to factor the food. I factor in how much a month do I spend at the grocery, and the spending money that I have is money that I spend on coffee, food, or whatever it is. Okay, whatever the fuck it is, Robert. It doesn't matter if it's log cabin or whatever it is here. It's at least $9, $10. Oh, Jesus. Listen, I'm just telling you what I see here. Maple syrup, whether it's log cabin or whatever the fuck it is, it's at least $9 or $10. And possibly $15. It might be a little bit more. I don't know. I'm gonna go into the grocery today. I'll fucking let you know tomorrow or the next day when I stream. I'll let you know. All right, but I'm sorry, I'm not a connoisseur of log cabin. Just like the guy who, what kind of olive oil is it? I've got to have the proper olive oil. I understand you want what you want. I understand that, but sometimes shit's not available here. Sometimes it is. Most of the time it is. My truck payment is $1,400, about $400. I did a 4-year run, 6 or 7. Yeah, I wouldn't want to. I wouldn't want to have to pay for 6 or 7 years on a car. That's just fucking ridiculous. 3, 4 years is enough, and $400 is not much. So $450 for your insurance and your payment. Yeah, I mean I could afford that. Well, I always buy extra virgin olive oil. I always buy that, but there are certain types that are better than others. And I understand looking for that too, but I mean, like sometimes it's like, oh, I only want the extra virgin olive oil. Oh, I only want this kind of this kind of maple syrup. Oh, I only want this kind of sauce. After a while, it's like you're spending all your time just trying to find, the stuff that is, Jesus Christ. Sometimes it's not all that important. I mean, I personally want real maple syrup, you know, and I want extra virgin olive oil. I have some at my house. I always have olive oil at my house, and it's always extra virgin. I use it on a lot of things. It's good for your heart. Very good. It's like we always have a bottle or two of wine at the house. Anyway, if it's flavored, then it's not real. No doubt, though. It actually tastes good. I'll never forget when someone promised myself and Billy and maybe there was somebody else. I'm going to send some bottles of maple syrup, and then he claimed that Thailand snagged them all, and they were stolen by the Thai post office, which is just bullshit. They weren't fucking stolen. He never sent them. but you don't have to. You know what? Um, Personally, I don't want to. I don't want to think about candies too much. I don't want to like base my existence on where I can find good candy. You know what I mean? Because I just don't need to be eating that stuff. And Thailand has a lot of good sweets that most people don't even know about. And you can get them. And I once in a great while I'll get some sweets and I'll put them out there for my kids and my wife and myself. But most of the time, I just don't mess around with it. I don't buy chocolate. I don't buy soda. I don't buy any of that shit. And if I buy even bread, if I buy bread, it tends to be for my kids because I don't want to eat too much bread. Um, a lot of Thai sweets actually are not as sweet as Western sweets. I'm not talking about the little Thai kanom, like what is it, Phai Tong or something like that. I'm talking about like if you buy something here, then okay, you buy some of the cakes, and some of the stuff like that. They don't put as much sugar in it. I don't know why, or it doesn't have the flavor that some of the stuff has in America. I just had a piece of cake the other day from Nicholas's birthday, and it was very good. It was very good, but it was not like you're eating it and you're like, oh my god, this chocolate, it's so good, it's so sweet. I didn't have that feeling. I had, oh, this is pretty good, and it was because it wasn't that sweet. But you get the Thai sweets like they have the kanoms. They're in a little section of the grocery here, and you'll get stuff, and you can buy all that stuff, man. You can buy all that. Vanilla, nutmeg. I have vanilla and cinnamon at my house. I don't buy much nutmeg, but I buy vanilla and cinnamon. So, whatever you want. Vanilla extract, vanilla this, vanilla that, you can get it. Cinnamon also. Speaking of a candy, they finally started stocking Reese's at the Sevens here. News among the local Farang spread like wildfire. Oh, Jesus. I like that. I like Reese's peanut butter cups. Come on. But really, is it that important? No, it's not. I can do without them. I like them. I like to stick them in the refrigerator. Stick them in the freezer. They get cold. You eat them. They're fantastic. But for me, that's a treat. I can't, let me tell you something. I've been to Swenson's, which you love so much. I've been here once in like 5 years. So that tells you something. Nice that sound. That's the thing. The battery is probably, on these, is probably the weak point of this microphone. You gotta wait a little bit. You gotta wait. Wait. There's a lag. Yeah, I mean, Jim, think about it. You know what going to Swenson's all the time does for you. You know that it's not good for you. So instead of saying once every 3 months, I'll go to Swenson's. You go, they know me, on a first name basis. That's how I think. I'm not a fan of Swenson. I don't care. Listen, they had a Cold Stone ice cream here. I had never gone to Cold Stone in my life, ever. And then my mother came here, and my nephew and niece were here, and my kids were around. We're all here. I go, all right, I'll try something. And I went, oh my God, this is fantastic. And then one other time, I had Cold Stone. Now Cold Stone is no longer in the mall here. They don't have Cold Stone here. Finally. Jesus. I got that wine in my ear, man. So, now I'm like, I don't miss a Cold Stone. I'm sitting right next to Swenson every single day. And I never eat it. I just don't want it. If you get yourself thinking that way, you'll be a lot better off, I think. I mean, Jim, you would probably lose weight if you stopped eating if you stopped eating Swenson's. You'd probably drop a couple of pounds. I wouldn't doubt it. It's just like, oh, I'm going to go and get some Pepsi. Everybody here is going to drink Coke. And I'm like, get me the fuck away from that stuff. I don't want to drink that fucking sugar. Magnum bars are excellent, but keep me away from that shit. I don't want to see it. Same thing. The only person that buys that shit is my wife. It ain't me. I don't ever buy that stuff. Ever. Now, once in a while, I'll buy some dark chocolate. And that's it. And it's not much. It's a couple of squares. But I don't go and, I got to go buy a Magnum bar. Oh, my God. I'm going to get a Magnum bar today. I'm going to go to 7-Eleven and get a Magnum bar. Oh, the mall's got a discount on Magnum bars. I'm going to buy 6 of them. Okay, well, it's a start. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to have Magnum bars. I mean, I kind of look at it as a cross between, it's your health. So you got to think about it. Anyway, and health is something that determines where you live. It should determine that. It's not all or nothing. That's not what I said. In fact, what I said was, so then if you want to go to Swenson's, go once every 3 months. You want to buy you want a piece of cake. Like I have a small piece of cake on my kid's birthday. That's it. You want Magnum, get a Magnum, once in a great while. They're really good. I know. I've had them. I'll take the condoms. Because, it's what you might get from that. No, I mean, Magnum is good. The bars. The ice cream is very, very good. It's top notch. I suggest you have one, and then, you wait a while before you have another one. That's all. Moderation. And as far as the Thai sweets, man, I stay away from them. To me, if I personally get into the habit of picking up a 6-pack, I don't think I bought a 6-pack of Coke in my life. My mother has, my wife has, but I don't. Or 2 liters, or whatever it is. I don't think I've ever bought one in my life. I just don't do it. I just don't go and buy that kind of stuff. Chocolate chips for chocolate chip cookies. I remember my wife buying the chocolate, and I went, listen, I'm going to eat some of the chocolate. And I had some of the chocolate from the little chocolate chips. Then it was like, okay, well, I'm not going to eat any more. I'm going to leave them for her, and I'm not eating any more. I don't want any more. So if you get some, I don't want to eat them. Oh God. Yeah, that's the soda stuff. I want to stay away from it. Well, I did know a guy who used to drink that red Fanta shit. And he used to buy it in liters, and that's all he drank. He wouldn't drink water. never drank water. He didn't drink, and you know, like now I don't even buy orange juice anymore because it's loaded with sugar. You know, and even if it's not, okay. So one time I go out and I go to a restaurant or something like that and I have an orange juice. Okay, fine. That's fine. Yes. They have sweet tea here. They have all kinds of tea here. In fact, my wife got some mint, what is it? Marrakesh. Was it Marrakesh? Which one is it? Marrakesh mint tea. She got some yesterday from a hotel that she was visiting. They gave her the tea. No, I don't. I drink water, coffee, and tea. Yeah, I mean, you know, have I drank it before? Yes. Do I drink it now? No. Generally, no. Once in a while, we go out to dinner. I'll go, all right, give me the cha no mien, you know, or whatever. Or I'll get a cha manao, you know, a lemon drink or something. But I don't want to drink that stuff. No, the flavored waters are, no. Not for me, man. I just don't want them. I did used to drink Pocari Sweat. I used to drink Gatorade, and I just started looking at it and I go, God damn, how many grams of sugar are in this? Well, I don't want to drink this kind of garbage, you know? So I don't now. So anyway, yeah, I have to have a Red Bull to wake up each day. Yeah, well, I used to drink Red Bull 25 years ago. Now I never drink it. I never drink M150, Emroy Hassip. I don't drink it. I don't drink any of that shit. I don't drink Gatorade. I don't drink M150. And generally what I drink is water. We have bottles and bottles of water at the house. We put it in the refrigerator. Sometimes I'll put a little lemon in it or something like that. I'll have some coffee. Once in a while I'll have some tea. Like I'm going to have some tea later on when I go home. I want to have the mint tea. I just want to see how it is, so I'll have that. Once in a great while, tequila. But you know what? I got probably 6 bottles of tequila at home. They're all like half full, and I haven't had a drink of tequila probably in maybe 2 years. It's been a while. I'm not a coffee drinker, nor do I drink alcohol except other maybe 4 to 6 times a year. But I drink a little more, and I may drink a little more in time. I'll drink a little wine sometimes, maybe, you know, once in a great while. Like when I was in Vietnam, I had some beer. And the one day that I had quite a few beers. I don't know how much it was, but that was my one time. You know, maybe once in 6 months I have a bunch of beer, or I have a couple of beers, or I have one beer. And then maybe 3-4 times a year I have some wine, you know. And I don't filter my water, no. I don't drink the water here. Brush my teeth with it. I do everything else with it. We put the water in a hot water maker. We boil the water. We use it for our coffee. We use it for noodles and stuff like that. I don't want to drink the tap water. I don't really want to trust it, quite honestly, but it's just me. So anyway, you guys know a lot more about what I'll eat and what I won't eat and how I'm getting it. As I've gotten older, I eat less stuff. I eat from a smaller circle of food. I mean, I've got 4 or 5 avocados at the house now. I've got these burgers that I found here that are fantastic, and they're only like not even 120 baht for 2 of them, so I really like them. And you know, it provides some beef. I get steaks once in a while. I get fish once in a while. That's about it, you know. How's things going in New York? Seldom drank beer in the U.S. Maybe go out. Monday Night Football. Drink much more beer here, but they water it down with ice so you don't drink as much. I don't know about that, Jim. They water it down with ice so you don't drink as much. If you empty the bottle, you're still drinking a full bottle of beer. And most of the time, I drink it right from the bottle. They're right from here in the grocery. They're in the beef section where they have all the nice beef and all the Wagyu stuff and the Australian this and the organic that. And it's right there. Bam. So anyway, next time you come in here, you get a couple packs of them. They're great. I bought 3 packs the other day. I'm going to buy another 3 or 4 packs today. Just because, like every other day, that's what I'll eat. You know. Okay. If you think that the ice makes you drink less beer, that's good for you. I don't know, man. I look at it this way. If you got 2 bottles of beer and you put some ice in it, it doesn't stop me from drinking 2 bottles of beer. I might still drink 3 bottles of beer. Anyway, one more time I'm going to say it. Please do me a favor. Smash the like button. Subscribe. Hit the notification bell. Look down in the description at all the stuff, the Cash App, the YouTube Super Chats, the merch, the Patreon, the Amazon, social media. A lot of this stuff doesn't cost you anything. That's great. So, you know, do me a favor, look at all this stuff. Of course I will be. We have Netflix. I'll be watching it. That's why I may stream tomorrow instead of Saturday, but I may stream on Saturday and just have it up on the TV and just, I don't know, turn the sound down or something. I don't know what I'm going to do. I got to think about it. I want to watch just to see what happens. I do like Guinness. I did have some Guinness last year when I went to Ireland. We all had Guinness and we loved it. Actually, we had two bottles, the two big glasses, which is about 2 pints, and it was fantastic. You know, but I don't have that very often. They have it here, but generally, with the exception of in the South, they don't sell Guinness here, and you know, they're not selling the Guinness in the bottles or in cans here. It's down in the South, they sell the smaller cans. Beer Lau, okay, whatever. I'm just not a big beer drinker. I'll drink Beer Lau, it's good beer. I like, what is it? Beer Ha in Vietnam. What is it? Beer Saigon. I like that. Yeah, I mean, you know, there's a lot of beer I like, but I don't want to drink too much of it. You know. Now, you cannot beat the Guinness in Ireland. Man, that was so good. That was such a nice time. And, you know, the one thing I liked about that is I'm there with my boys, and they're not big drinkers, but they will drink. And we're there, and they got themselves a pint. My wife got a pint. She'll drink. And then I had a pint. We all drank a pint, and we got another one, and it was so good. That was such a nice time. We were only there for the day, and it was great there. And I like Ireland. I really liked what I saw of it. However, I know it is a little expensive, and the rent there in Dublin is very expensive. You'd have to live outside a ways, and even then it would probably be more expensive than it is here. So I like Ireland, and I guess I could live there, but would I want to? It's not my first pick. And Vietnam, because they don't have any kind of a visa system set up. If I was single, yes. Married with children, no. So, anyway, this stream has gone on a fair amount of time today. Quite some time. Nobody left a thumbs up. What's going on? Why is it such a problem to get people to smash the like button? Please do that if you can. Yeah, but you can go out farther away and it's not that expensive. Just like in Lisbon. Lisbon is a fairly expensive city, but you go out of the city, you go somewhere else, and it's not that bad. And you know, you get your money's worth. I see 27 thumbs up, and I have not seen any more than that. It's still 27 thumbs up, so I don't know what the deal is. We had a fair amount of people today, almost 50 people in here, which is not bad for this. You know, I like to get it up to 100 every single time. And I'm contemplating what I've talked about, just so you guys know. And that is to have other people on the stream. I don't like that this, and I have another one, and I could just plug it right in and turn it on and it'd work and everything's good. But I don't like that this one went out today. That's not a good thing. But you can get some from Rode Mic, and you can get some from some Shure and some of the other companies that are quite good, but they might be 10,000, 15,000 baht. I just don't like the little square things like Rode has that you gotta wear, and it's square, and it's like, you know. Well, that's good. That's good. You can make an appearance. I gotta start scheduling people to come on and to have little conversations with me. But I would actually like to have another camera that is, you know, you can set up things to where you have multiple cameras, multiple angles. And I was gonna do that today, but I need to do it by myself in private. I need to make sure that things will work. So anyway, you know, hopefully we'll get to that. So thank you very much for joining me. I really appreciate it. I'm glad I made $2. $2 is better than nothing. I'll take it. Thank you very much. Yeah, DJI mics are all right. They're all right. But you do know that DJI is very Chinese. All right, Jim, you take it easy. Rode mics, to me, they're ugly. The square Rode mics are ugly. I do like lav mics, but you can use a lav mic with a Rode mic and you don't have to see the Rode mic. That's the thing. So, and there are a lot of other mics that work great. I've got plenty of these right here. I got too many of them. So anyway, thank you very much for joining me. I appreciate it. Now we got 28. Thank you. All right. I'd like to hit 30. That would be great. But anyway, for those of you who joined me today, I appreciate it. Appreciate the conversation. I'll figure something else we can talk about, not just Jake Paul and Mike Tyson, because that fight's only going to go 16 minutes. And that's not very much. And if you're Mike Tyson, I bet you, everybody's saying after 2 or 3 rounds, he's going to die out. Oh, he's not going to be able to do things. And I'm like, listen, that guy's probably got more power in his body for 4 to 6 rounds than you're ever going to have in 1 or 2 rounds. Even Jake Paul. And if he hits Jake Paul with a good shot, see you later, buddy. Your role is over. That's how I think. That's what I want to think. I want to believe that. So hopefully it comes about. We'll see. Yes, thanks for being here. Nice to see everybody that hasn't been here in a while. Anyway, I will talk to y'all later. I'm Scott. I'm an American in Bangkok, in Bangkok. Today I'm in Bangkok. I'm looking for places to go, things to do. I'll talk to you guys all later. Take care, and choke me, little jerk, and mine. That's good luck, and see you later. Goodbye.